Law 48. Assume formlessness. The most effective way to protect yourself is to remain fluid and adaptable, never allowing others to grasp your true intentions or form. Stability is an illusion. Everything changes, and those who remain fixed become vulnerable. Like a skilled martial artist, unpredictability and concealed strategy make you impossible to prepare for, ensuring that no enemy can attack what they cannot define. Transgression of the law. The Spartans built an unyielding society, forging the most disciplined warriors in history. Every aspect of their lives was shaped by military necessity. Boys were raised as soldiers, art was banned, and wealth was forbidden. This rigid system created unmatched warriors, but also made them incapable of adapting. When they finally defeated Athens, they could not manage their newfound empire, and the influx of wealth corroded their discipline. Sparta's downfall illustrates that rigidity, while strong in the short term, ultimately leads to collapse. Their inability to evolve left them vulnerable to the flexible and creative Athenians, who thrived despite losing the war. Just as an armored creature becomes slow and easy prey, those who refuse to change are eventually outmaneuvered by the adaptable. Observance of the law. After World War II, the Chinese nationalists believed their superior forces would easily crush the communists. But Mao's army refused to fight in a conventional way. Instead of facing direct battles, they scattered, moved unpredictably, and encircled nationalist cities. This relentless, elusive strategy broke the spirit of nationalist soldiers, leading to their eventual defeat despite their superior numbers. The victory of Mao's forces mirrors the difference between chess and the ancient Chinese game of Go. Chess focuses on decisive battles and static positions, while Go emphasizes fluidity and encirclement. The communists' success came from their ability to move like vapor, never giving the enemy a clear target while tightening their grip over time. Those who remain mobile and formless disorient their opponents, leading them to their own downfall. Keys to power. Power is maintained through adaptability. The moment a leader or organization becomes rigid, they become predictable and vulnerable. Great rulers and strategists throughout history succeeded because they evolved constantly, never allowing others to anticipate their next move. Formlessness is not chaos, but strategic fluidity. Just like water takes the shape of its container, those who control power must continuously shift, adjusting to circumstances while remaining elusive to their enemies. The more unpredictable you are, the harder it is for others to undermine you. Those who cling to outdated methods and ideas eventually become relics. The young constantly reshape society, demanding new forms of leadership and expression. If you refuse to evolve, you will be left behind and ridiculed, just as rigid monarchs and stagnant institutions have been swept away by history. Queens like Elizabeth I and Catherine the Great mastered formless rule by refusing to commit to one ideology or faction. Instead, they played different sides against each other, maintaining power by keeping their true intentions hidden. Their ability to shift and adapt allowed them to govern effectively where rigid kings failed. Japan's historical flexibility enabled it to survive foreign influence without losing its identity. While Western cultures imposed themselves on weaker nations, Japan appeared to embrace foreign ideas, only to discard them when no longer useful. This kind of formlessness confuses opponents, preventing them from exerting full control. Size and rigidity often lead to downfall. Xerxes' massive Persian army was defeated not by force, but by its own inability to adapt to shifting conditions. The Greeks, by being smaller and more flexible, outmaneuvered an enemy that relied on sheer numbers. Just as massive organizations or empires collapse under their own weight, those who cannot adjust are doomed. Reversal of the law. Formlessness is a strategy, not a passive surrender. The goal is to scatter your enemies, forcing them to waste energy chasing you. But once they are weakened and spread thin, you must strike with concentrated force. Mao's victory over the nationalists was achieved not just by elusiveness, but by decisive, overpowering attacks once the enemy was disoriented. When you assume formlessness, always have a plan for when to solidify and strike.